pray a lot, and I look at tons of pictures of Kyron. It helps me get through the hard times.
Breaking news tonight on Issues as the hunt continues for missing Kyron Horman. New information on the restraining order against Kyron's stepmom, Terry Horman. She cannot even go near her 18-month-old daughter. Her husband, Kyron's dad, has moved out, taking that baby daughter with him. And it's really a dramatic series of developments in a very short time frame. From Saturday till today, everything has changed. Joyce, South Carolina, your question or thought, ma'am?
My question is, or my thought is, I'm wondering if, of course, I believe if she did this, she had it pre-planned. And taking him to that island like she did, if in fact she did, and when she got to the island with him, perhaps that ping on her cell phone was the call she made to somebody that might have met her there and picked him up.
Okay, Michelle Segona, we've heard that this island, Sauvie Island, while they called off the overall search and told people they didn't think it was a stranger abduction, they've been searching this island, and there's been some report of pings from her cell phone. What do you know?
That's correct. There are reports of the pings. Lieutenant Lindstrand and her team won't confirm that, but, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You have investigators out there. You have them combing that particular area for days and days and days, along with the immediate area inside the Skyline Elementary School and the area surrounding that. So there's been a lot of focus points here, and obviously investigators aren't going to spend that time of money and resources on a place where they don't believe that they could possibly find something.
Now here's a different side of Terry Horman we haven't seen before. She used to be a professional bodybuilder. That's right, the stepmom. Last seen with Kyron, used to be a professional bodybuilder. And we've got some pictures courtesy of TwixPics.com taken in 2005. Take a look at that. She actually placed 4th in one competition. Terry is still known to be an exercise buff. The day Kyron disappeared, she posted on Facebook that she was going to the gym. Pat Brown, though, she looks very different in the news conference than she does there. Either Pat or Brenda, you have any thoughts on this? Because that kind of, I don't know what to say about it.
Well, you know, we all go downhill after we have a child, and she is an exercise buff, but, you know, even under those circumstances, when your child goes missing, exercise is not the thing you're thinking about doing at that moment. And that, again, is the first thing that threw everybody out of whack, going, whoa, wait a minute, something's really strange about this woman. Her behaviors are odd, along with the fact when she, you know, they came to her door and they said, you know, is everything okay with your husband? She says, hey, okay, you know, basically. Hey, wait a minute. She's basically able to smile and say everything is great when she knows everything is absolutely not great. She doesn't say, you know, we're having, you know, we're working on it and we're dealing with things going on.
But then again, if I actually did something, nefarious, I wouldn't then say, hey, I'm going to the gym. I would act extra.
You know, we have an old saying, Jane,
okay,
that
Brenda, go.
Jane, when it comes to criminal behavior, there's an old saying. It says that we have bad people on their best behavior. So the fact that she's smiling, that she seems to either be in colossal denial or she's covering something up, we don't know, but the behavior, I agree with Pat, the behavior is aberrant.
All right, Terry Horman has never been
child is missing to look that way.
Terry Horman's never been named a suspect or a person of interest. We want to stress that. And we know what can happen when parents are unfairly accused. The parents of JonBenet Ramsey were under the microscope for years. They repeatedly denied any involvement in their daughter's death. Ultimately, a new DNA test proved it was not them. Cops exonerated the parents. But, you know, imagine the pain that the Ramseys, and there they are, and of course Mrs. Ramsey has passed away. Imagine the pain that they felt all these years. We're very honored to have Maurice Dubois with us. Thank you so much for being here, sir. Your daughter, Amber, was tragically kidnapped and killed last year. You know, let's talk about the pain of being the parent of a missing child, and we'll extend that to step-parent. Did you ever feel like your family was under suspicion for Amber's disappearance, and we know now that a monster named John Gardner is responsible for killing her?
Well, yeah, you know, when law enforcement does their job properly, they investigate everything. They don't leave any stone unturned. And in our case, Carrie's boyfriend, Dave, was a huge suspect in the case. And he, against the advice of counsel, he volunteered for 8 polygraphs, his house to be searched, his vehicle to be searched. You know, if this woman has nothing to do with it, she will fully comply with law enforcement and assist them in any way that they can.
Well, a friend was quoted in a newspaper as saying that she was unhappy with the second polygraph. Now, we don't know if that's unhappy with the results or unhappy with having to take a second polygraph, but Mo, what do you make of that?
Well, you know, we're not professionals on the polygraph area. We don't deal with that. But if she was unhappy and not willing to do it, you know, of course it's going to raise some suspicion. But what's most important is that law enforcement do focus at all avenues and not rule out any possibilities.
Sharon, Florida, your question or thought, ma'am?
Is it a possibility that Kyron Horman was her resentment built up because she sent her son away to live, I believe, with her parents because her husband wasn't getting along with her son, and she resented it, and she finally snapped and decided to send Kyron out of the picture?
Michelle Segota, what do you know about that? We know Terry has a 16-year-old son from her first marriage who had been living with her and her husband and Kyron and the little baby girl, and suddenly apparently left and moved away.
And we don't know the reason why he left. And you know, teenagers, there can be times, especially when families are split apart, where they say, I want to leave, I want to go live with so-and-so, I want to do this, I want to do that. And that's just teenagers in general. So we don't know the dynamics with that, but we do know he did, in fact, move out.
Fantastic panel. Stay where you are. We are not done with the Kyron Horman case, but first, 2 cops killed.